Uh, Jumbo Mumbo Familia Angu, how are you? How's everybody doing? I'm feeling kind of cold here, and so I wrapped myself up a little bit. Please, everyone, if you haven't liked and subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'm feeling very happy. The channel is growing, incrementally, but it's growing, and I feel very positive about all of this. I have always felt positive about this. You see, my theory is that at any given moment, I have the best subscribers on YouTube. They might not be many, but they will grow because there are a lot of people out there that are good people. So I'm not really worried about it. Right now, there's a lot going on in this country that affects people in my category, and there's a lot going on that's very, very dramatic. I have faith in God. Inshallah, everything will be fine. And I'm going to be going from just saying inshallah to alhamdulillah, pretty soon. So I'm not even worried about it. But anyway, I was looking at something today, and I'm incredibly impressed. Okay, Fellow the boy has pretty much completed, he's completed, let's say, like, realistically speaking, he's completed, let's say, like 80% of the work on his own home. Most of the work, with the exception of needing to paint on his father's house. He's really, really far along in completing Mama Maria's house. The guy is just a juggler. He's out there. He's doing everything. He does it quickly. In the meantime, you compare it to Marwa's, the thrilla villa where the rumble in the jungle will be thrown. And it's still a mess. No working toilets, no running water, okay? The grounds look filthy. He still has that awful-looking birdhouse in front of, right next to his villa. He's supposed to be creating a look of glamour and everything, but in the meantime, he has this chick. You have this birdhouse with all kinds of birds coming around and defecating. The place seems to have been slapped together out of pieces of wood that were found along the road. I mean, the place looks awful. And on top of that, the electricity is spotty. The internet is spotty. He has internet, I'll give him that. But, it's like, at the end of the day, Marwa does not seem to know how to get his act together. And, I have a solution for Marwa that he would find humiliating. He would really find humiliating. Put Fellow the boy in charge of the building site. Fellow the boy could whip all of those people into shape. Fellow the boy could get everything done. And in the meantime, the person who is very, very humbly and very quietly not only outperforming Marwa, but making a statement about a respect for traditional African architecture, good old Diana Kemi. She's putting together her little mud hut, and I think that she's going to prove something, namely that if you build a mud hut correctly, it can be comfortable, it can last. It has sustained the African people of East Africa, throughout Africa. Mud huts have basically sustained families for centuries. So it's simply a matter of knowing what it is that you're doing and how to do it and everything. But the thing that I find fascinating is that there is an incredible spirit of humility on the part of Fellow the boy and on the part of Diana Kemi, and each of them are brilliantly accomplishing what they set out to do. On the other hand, You have Marwa who, the more that you look at it, the more that you realize it. What Marwa is doing is creating a cult. The people around him actually borderline worship him. There was one woman who said that she thought that it was almost miraculous to come to his compound and everything. But all that I'm seeing is somebody who's growing increasingly desperate because for reasons that nobody knows, he's determined to throw this big bash in the jungle, and it simply isn't working out. He's not prepared. He's not ready. Okay? Oh, think about something. All of the goats, cattle, and gifts that he has gotten, where is a location in that compound where they can slaughter those people slaughter those animals in a hygienic way? Where is that at? Unless he takes it to the slaughterhouse and has all the goats and cattle slaughtered over there and brought back. Let's say that he did that. Let's say that he slaughtered one goat. How's he going to refrigerate it? How's he going to preserve the meat? Okay? Unless you assume that all of the meat is going to be eaten at one time or whatever. I don't know. It just seems to me that Marwa is clueless as to how he's doing. He doesn't have fellow the boys' focus, direction, his ability to plan, his ability to manage people, and he sure as heck doesn't have the humility of somebody like Diana Kemi. Diana Kemi has a sense of scope. Her attitude is, hey, what I can afford and what my family can do without running around begging and just constantly with the handout is to go ahead and build a simple clay hut. And guess what? It's working. She said something that was very fascinating in one of her takes. She said, we lost we can't get the mason to come back who was doing the roof, but other than the central portion that needs a covering, the roof is pretty much finished. And if it rains and we're here, we can take refuge in the house. Mara can't say that. When it rains, his house is very, very leaky. And on top of everything else, something tells me that at some point or the other, mosquito season is going to roll in. And with all of that standing water all around the property, I don't see how he's going to be able to cope with the mosquito problem. It's like the blessing of that property is the curse of that property. The blessing of that property is that it has a great deal of easily available water. The curse of that is that the favorite things that mosquitoes have, the favorite ecoclimate of a mosquito is a watery climate, a humid, watery climate. They can breathe in the water or around the water very, very quickly. The other thing that I was thinking about was, if the government of Kenya does not step in and shut this operation down, I foresee a major biohazard, that's going to affect the drinking water in that entire area taking place. And what is that? Mara has a septic system that consists of some sort of absorbent rocks that are supposed to absorb the liquid and everything out of the sewage. The problem is that the hole that contains those rocks keeps filling up with water. Okay, when they were digging it, it kept filling up with water, and they kept emptying it, it would fill up with water again. So what that means is this: if the porous rocks are being, if that hole is filling with water, and that water, if a wetland does what a wetland normally does, which is to function as a natural purifier of water, that water is going to be contaminated. Okay, which means that all of the water that is affected by the area surrounding that septic system will be contaminated with fecal matter, which means that people are going to be looking at a hepatitis C crisis in that area pretty soon if people continue to use that toilet. On the other hand, there may not be much to worry about. The toilet doesn't work. You have to pour a bucket of water into it and do some really hard praying after you use the toilet. My suspicion is that there's a reason why Mauro is telling all of these people he doesn't want them running around, peeing around his carpet. Apparently he doesn't think that it's very organic to run around pissing around his complex. My hunch is that if you're doing number one in the bushes, chances are you're doing number two. Chances are that those people are running around finding private little places to what is it that they like calling it in East Kenya? To help themselves. You know, the place is a complete mess. The only rational option that Mara has, and I don't think that he's capable of doing this, is to back down, to say this party was a mistake. We're going to cancel it. We'll hold it at some other time. You know, there's too much riding on holding the party at this point. And what is that? Marwa is having a lot of financial problems. My theory is that at one point he was temporarily demonetized. Maybe he is just demonetized, period. He keeps counting on people to give him handouts. So how does that factor into him not canceling the party? Well, he wouldn't want to cancel the party if he's hoping that a lot of well-heeled guests are going to come who he can secretly approach and beg, who he can hit on for money. I have a personal theory that goes like this. The reason why Dante fled Kenya and the reason that D. Mwango does not want to come back is that both of them came to the same conclusion, and that is that Marwa is a bottomless money pit who will beg and beg and beg all of his friends, and in the case of his sister, just wheedle her into giving him money. Mara is not capable of being financially solvent, you know, and which goes back to what I was talking about before. The thing that I really, really respect about Diana Kenny is that she's not asking anybody to donate anything. She's not asking anybody to, she's not asking for a donation. She's not doing a GoFundMe, none of that. Okay, what she is doing is she brought up a piece of property, I assume with her earnings from YouTube. And she and her family have gotten out there, they're cutting wood, they're mixing mud, they bought some steel tin roof panels, they have it roofed, and it is working. You know, if I have any criticism to make about what Fellow the Boy is doing, is that he doesn't run around begging, but he does ask for donations. And what he's doing counts on people donating money. Apparently, some of it, people donating money and people giving him gifts and everything, some of what he's doing with his own money. But I don't know. To me, it seems that the problem with any society that depends on the charity of others is that it really can't be a sustainable way of doing things for a long time, because there's something that's called donor fatigue. There comes a point at which people become tired of giving, and or people just lose interest and they move on to something else. It seems to me that a land as fertile as East Africa should be able to generate enough money to do whatever it needs to do without asking outsiders for donations. But anyway, that's just me. If people want to give donations, that's fine. But, there comes a point at which the world economy changes and people aren't in a position to give money. The people of East Africa, just like the people of any other society, need to learn how to make their society function without having their hands stuck out. But anyway, if you haven't liked and subscribed up until this point, please like and subscribe. I'm very, very happy at how things have been going in the last couple of days. I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. I really, really love my subscribers, and I love the other people that I know will eventually subscribe to my channel. The last few days, really, since I got interested in YouTube once again, I really don't think that it's as ridiculous as some people might assume. I'm going to have 1,000. I don't know how quickly it's going to happen. It may happen quicker than I think it would, but I have faith in my God. I think it's going to happen. Most of all, I have faith in all of you. Help your bullheaded grandpa out. For a variety of reasons, I really need to do this. By the grace of God, I've lived a good life. I had a good career. Things are in a good position for me, even though temporarily things are kind of challenging right now. But I have a belief that a person should never put all their eggs in one basket. I want to do this. Plus, I want to use YouTube as a way of distributing my novels, and distributing the stuff that I write. So this is really, really important to me. Do me a very big favor and get a very big blessing. Subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. In the meantime, thank you very much. I'm posting kind of late for a variety of reasons, but at least I posted something. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, familia Angu, Rafiki. Thank you. Have a wonderful night.